All right, so hello. This is going to be a quick market recap of today's price action. Will be shorter than the last one because there wasn't really much happening today. Yeah, so let's start on the 4-hour time frame. I pretty much explained what I want to see in yesterday's recap, and we pretty much got what I explained. Not really the way I wanted to see it, but it played. So, for the guys that watched yesterday's recap, you remember that I told you that NQ right here was my main driver. Like I saw this sweep of previous day low, this close above previous day high. I told you guys I would want to see this 1-hour gap be used to deliver higher to previous day high. We didn't really get the 1-hour gap, but what we did get was this 4-hour gap and end dog of today. So we used this to deliver to the upside and sweep previous day high. After we swept that during London session, there wasn't really much else to base something off of today. So I just scaled down on timeframes, and what I did was I saw price action we held 1800, we had trading below it, same thing on through the open, and I got on charts pretty much right at market open today, and what I saw there wasn't really too promising. So I argued in chat a bit. I tried to explain what I see. I said that I wanted to see market open retrace to then take longs. I called that in my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got. So you could argue that this was the accumulation today, this was manipulation, this was distribution for the people that were short biased, played pretty well. Yeah, what I wanted to see is NQ retrace in this hourly range right here. As you can see, we pretty much perfectly used this fib, so the last point of OTE to deliver higher. What I didn't like about today was the way 10 a.m. played out, right? Because at market open, we had this little S&T right here. Yes, actually swept the high, NQ didn't. I'll go and zoom in for you guys. You can see that right here. So NQ left this. Why am I missing like a candle right here? Never mind. Doesn't really matter, but as you can see, we had this internal S&T and then price delivered lower. There wasn't really an entry to take today, except this one I saw, but I mean the risk was pretty big. It was like a 20-point stop. Risk wasn't really there, so I skipped out on this one. And then I saw a 5-minute rejection block right here that in my opinion was pretty decent. This one right here, just mark it as rejection block. But the only issue with this was that we did get an entry trigger right here after rejection block with a decent risk, but it was like 2 minutes before 10 a.m. And as you can see, we had 10 a.m. news today. So I skipped out on this one, and I'm glad I did, because 10 a.m. news opened lower and would have stopped you out, right? So this was two good things I saw. Building structure, something I liked. Just the timing was a little bit off because we had 10 a.m. after that. When 10 a.m. played, as you can see, we got nothing pretty much, like really bad price action. And then NQ created these lows. And when I saw NQ create these lows, for me, it was pretty bad overall. Like, what I wanted to see is this range hold, which actually did. And then I wanted to see shorts off here, not to trade shorts, not to take shorts because it was long bias, but to resweep these lows into the end dog and maybe 1800. But we never got that. So for me, longs, even though everything played, everything matched my expectation, my bias, were not something I was really wanting to take. There was two things I saw on the fib that I just marked out, but I would not have taken them. First, this one right here, where this range got perfectly mitigated on CE wave through the open and 10 a.m. So this would have been a decent trade if we didn't have equal lows, and pretty much the same thing right here on this range, this 1 minute range with this overlapping gap right here. This was also a pretty decent trade. But in my opinion, without an SMT and with equal lows right here, this was no more than a B setup. Like if you had some EVAs or something to flip, I mean, you could argue and just go for it and take it because it's EVAs and not fundeds. But like I said, these equal lows usually don't stay in place and we go back and resweep them. So this was what I saw for 10 a.m. 10 a.m. opened lower and I was expecting a distribution higher. What I wasn't expecting was this slow grind day to the upside. And then I got back on charts right here when I still wanted these highs to get swept too. Like we had equal lows, equal highs both ways. These had SMT, so technically they were valid to hold. And what actually happened was ES took this high right here. I'm gonna mark this out. And NQ didn't, right? So we had this difference in the two assets. So we had this SMT right here at the highs. I'm gonna mark that one too, so you guys can see it. One SMT right here, the other one right here. And then I was in the chat for a bit because I actually took some continuation longs right here, which I got stopped on break even. I was expecting the SMT to fail, basically. This one not to hold and get swept, which didn't happen, right? NQ decided to hold the external SMT. People are going to argue and say, oh, you long in premium. Yes, I did. I was expecting a continuation up to this high, pretty much the same way we played yesterday, right? Where you could long in premium of the range and expect price to just resweep highs. In this case, we had this range too to validate it. I mean, pretty much everything overlapped right here. I took this with a 15-point stop right here. And then I targeted these highs, so nearly a 1 to 10 trade, which I got stopped on. This is like the third break-even trade this week for me, so yeah. I mean, I couldn't really scale. I was in one contract, so either full TP hits or we don't. It was a risk I was willing to take, and I paid a price for it, but that's fine. So this was the only trade I took today. The S&P clearly held. We had a lot of back and forth price action today. Nothing really good to look at and to really trade. And then, as you can see right here, price rejected, held the S&P. We had no real internal S&P to base a trade off of. We had no 5-minute structure in 50 minutes. I mean, 50-minute rejection bar right here. If you really want to argue, you could probably take this, but with like equal highs right here, the only thing working for you is the S&T. So if people took shorts right here, good, but then also you would have like a 10-point stop, maybe target 10 a.m., something like that. So now this is me speaking in hindsight because it wasn't a long, so I was really looking at this to take shorts and my bias was still bullish up to the high. But we never got that. So pretty average day, I would say. Also, you can see how price was really inefficient. I mean, ES went for 10 a.m. right here. But then at the same time, ES ignored, like, you can see how price really didn't trade well. I mean, now, yeah, looking back, it held OTE, but it's just not something you want to see or something I don't want to see when I'm in a trade or trading. I would like this to be efficient, go back to 10 a.m., whatever. So pretty average day, like I said. Also, I had this as another upside draw, this unmitigated gap right here. And yeah, why was price that bad today? I mean, I explained yesterday when you trade the extremes of a range, you can see fast reactions, which we got here on this day. And then I also said if you get caught in the middle of the range right here on the daily, don't expect price to do what you want it to do, right? This is like between all this price action, you're basically trading in the middle. So that would be my guess for a mid price action. Also, we're probably going to accumulate a bit and then either manipulate again and deliver, or we're going to retrade, whatever it is. Like, not here to guess. We do have stacked highs right here. I would use as a target. Also this unmitigated gap. And then we did completely fill the end wall right here. Yes, didn't, but that's not big of an issue. I'll just see what Friday tomorrow does, but I won't be able to trade because I'm away. I have to take care of something else. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the outlook today. There's nothing really much to talk about except what I just outlined and explained. So as you can see, you either trade the extremes again, like I explained here, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, or you somehow found a way to enter below 10 a.m. or at the retest of 10 a.m. and took some longs. And the same thing, we rejected the range again and then delivered lower, and then OTE held again. And yeah, it's price didn't really have a reason to move to external targets. So it was pretty a tight range bound day. But other than that, there's not much else to go over, so that's gonna be it. There won't be a recap tomorrow because I won't be able to look at charts and I won't be home to make one, but I'll upload a few next week if we have some decent trading days. And if you guys have any questions, as always, ping me in the questions chat and I'll be happy to get back when I can and when I have the time. So enjoy your rest of the day, enjoy the weekend, and good luck if you trade tomorrow. And yeah, bye bye.